If I weren't a realtor in 2025 and I'm just a dad and a husband buying a house, I will do things very differently. And this is the raw advice I will give to my own brother and sister if they're thinking about making a move this year. Let's dive in.
The housing market is flashing red. Adjustable rate mortgages, the kind that helped blow up the economy in 2008, are now being used at the highest rate in over 2 years. Why? Well, mortgage rates just spiked again, up 20 basis points in a week. New single-family homes for sale in the U.S. surging to 500,000 in February, reaching the highest since November of 2007.
See, the first thing I will do differently is I will buy a house that matches your life, not just the price. You see, you need to concentrate and pay attention on how this particular space supports your daily life. Not just the square footage and the finishes on the property. Those are nice to have. But it doesn't make any sense that you have a nice house with the most beautiful, gorgeous kitchen, but you have no pantry. You see, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense for you to buy a house that is 8,000 square feet in total living area, but it doesn't have a garage. So you see, there's certain things that are become non-negotiable, and I think it's very important for you to deal with those things up front. You need to make a priority the layout of the space you're going to be buying. That's the most important thing that you should be making a top priority. And forget about the cosmetic upgrades. I recently had someone that was complaining that the house they were buying still had an old carpet upstairs. I said, listen, carpet can be replaced very easily. You can use different type of carpets, synthetic flooring, engineered flooring, whatever you want it, you can do a lot of. You have to make a priority the layout of the house over the cosmetical things. You see, the layout is what's going to give you that comfort level that you need to live in this property. The cosmetic things is stuff that you're going to be able to correct as you make this your house, as you personalize this property. You see, don't get hung up on those little things because they don't really matter. We can always negotiate those things. As a good real estate agent can negotiate those things for you. Another big thing is you gotta ask yourself, will this home still work for me and my family in the next 5 to 10 years? That's another big thing. It's not like before. Some stats suggest that the average American family, it's moving every 7 years. Well, I don't think it's longer the case because as homes are rarely available in certain areas and subdivisions and school districts, people are choosing to stay longer in these homes and personalize these homes better. It used to be that a buyer will move from a condo, from a rental into a condo, then into a townhouse, and then into a single family, and then downsize into a condominium again. That used to be the trend, but it's no longer that. So things have changed a lot. So you have to ask yourself if that will definitely fit your family's needs in the next 5 to 10 years. Another big point is do not chase lower monthly payments. You need to concentrate on the total cost. What I mean by that is the following. You probably heard some loan officers telling you, marry the house, date the rate, right? Something along those lines. But the reality is you have to get the whole thing put together for yourself. So what I said, the whole thing, what I'm referring to? Well, here's what I'm referring to. The taxes, the insurance, maintenance, HOA fees, condo fees, and budget for repairs, unforeseen things. Those are things that you definitely have to take on consideration when buying a house. A low monthly rate on the property, a 3 or 4%, doesn't mean the house is a good deal or the mortgage payment is going to be a good deal when you in fact know you are buying a money pit property. What I mean by that is a house that constantly needs large amounts of money to maintain in good shape. Always budget with the margin. What I mean by that is you always have to ask yourself, can I still afford to live in this property when things go in the wrong direction, when things go bad? Can I still pay this property? If something doesn't go the way I want it, can I still be here? You gotta ask yourself that question, and you should definitely make that a priority when you're buying a house. Another thing here is that neighborhood matters more than you think. And you'll say, well, I can probably live here for a little while and then move to a better neighborhood. Let me tell you why it really matters a lot. You have to look beyond the house, okay? You have to really look into the amenities that the neighborhood, the house is located, is gonna offer you. Is it public transportation easy to access? Is it that you have a good school district? Is it that you have good areas for doing shopping, hospitals, access to big highways? Things like that really matter a lot, and you have to pay attention to them. Otherwise, you're just gonna make a huge mistake. I've seen so many buyers falling in love with the inside of a house only to tell me that how they regret the community, the neighborhood. They feel like sometimes they don't fit into the area, and that just really makes them feel so bad down the road. One thing I tell my buyers is, if you think that you find some potential in this area, I highly recommend that you visit the area during different times of the day. Maybe in the evenings, maybe in the weekends. You just want to see how it feels to be in this community. If you already know a community that you like, you want to live in, and you're just waiting for the right house, then spend as much time as you can in these communities so you can understand the flow. Each community has a very unique flow, and I want to make sure you take advantage of that. You want to pay attention to resale potentials. In every neighborhood, there should be a good resale potential for every property. Nowadays, most of the websites that you search homes for sale will tell you a walk-in score, a public transportation score, school scores. So it gives you a lot of this good information, which makes the community very desirable or no desirable. And if you are going to be relocating from one state to another, for whatever reason it is, maybe it's a good idea for you to go and rent first for a couple of months before you can buy a house. Many people that relocate into this area here in Maryland, sometimes they ended up regretting their first purchase only because they didn't spend enough time getting to know the community, the area, the transportation. I highly recommend you spend some time doing those things. That can save you a lot of headaches and thousands of dollars. Another good thing I will tell my brother and my sister right now is take advantage of the rise in inventory. There are the news all over the place telling you the inventory is growing within the United States, and that's true. I'm not going to deny it. But there is no question that homes are taking longer to sell. They're sitting on the market, and that can be a great opportunity for you to buy your dream home. Pay attention to homes that have been on the market for 20 plus days. Do not rush on these type of properties, because there can be a potential negotiating factor that can work towards your advantage in these type of homes. So be careful when you see a house that you like, it's been on the market, you think it's overpriced, just give it some time. Time will tell you if this house is at the right price or not. So be patient, negotiate smart, and find the right opportunity to pull that line out of the water when you're fishing. If you got a fish that got into your hook, let it go for a little bit. That's the time you need to give. But once you feel like you need to pull, just pull back out, and you can just probably negotiate a good deal. So the last thing is, don't get emotional, okay? Do not get emotional. Buying a house, look at this beautiful house right here in this community. I'm in Rockville, Maryland right now. Just do a smart decision when it comes to buying your next prop. So I'm getting to the final points here so that I need to pay attention. When I talk about the emotions, is great staging doesn't really mean it is the right house. And I appreciate when sellers go above and beyond to stage a property. I think it's a great thing to do, but don't be fooled by that. Staging is just a way to make you feel like you are at home, that this is the right house for you, that you deserve, and it belongs to you. That's what they in fact are trying to do. But sometimes I do appreciate homes that don't really have anything to show. They're just empty, bare bones. Those homes are good, nothing wrong with it. So you got to be able to have look at things in a different way. You see, if a builder would not stage at home, they wouldn't sell them for the price they sell them. That's why they spend a lot of money on staging these houses, because they want to make sure you fall in love. But what you buy at the end of the day, it's a house without any staging. Tour multiple homes before you make the final decision. And this is where I will definitely stress this to my brother and sister, is do not fall in love with this one. Do not think that the first person you dated in high school is going to be your husband or wife. I'm not saying that cannot happen, and I'm not saying I'm against that. But I'm saying is you still have college, you still have university, you still have some time to meet other people that can potentially become your husband or wife. Same happens with a house. Tour at least a good handful of homes in the community you're looking for, so that way you have an understanding of what you really want and what you want to fall in love and marry forever. Take notes, take videos, voice memos, take pictures, grab brochures, create a folder of the properties you're touring, and make all those notes that when you go home and all the excitement of looking at these homes have cooled down, you can sit down and start just looking at the pros and cons of each home that you have toured on a specific day. Okay? Do it that way, and I guarantee you, you will make a very, very informed decision that is not going to cost you thousands of dollars down the road. And that's it, everybody. I'm Robert Garcia here, your local real estate agent. As I said, today I'm here in beautiful Rockville, Maryland, with the great spring weather, and I'm here to guide you through this very tough, raw real estate market that I want to simplify for you, and just make sure you understand what you're getting into it. If you found this type of video very helpful, do me a huge favor, give it a like and thumbs up, and subscribe. Maybe if you want to continue to watch content like this, I promise every week I'll bring stuff like this. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.